You want to go Airbnb?
I don't know. We can touch it real quickly.
You want to go for it? Why don't you lead it with Airbnb? Go ahead.
Okay, so they're going public. They have an IPO coming up, and their revenue has dropped 72%. Up until June, their last filings, their revenue is down 72%. This IPO is going to have them valued at $30 billion. You know what? I don't like Airbnb. I don't like the idea of going into somebody else's house. I think it's weird. I think it's creepy. If you dig a little bit deeper on this story, one of the reasons they're going to the IPO is because they had promised a lot of their executives their stock options, and they're going to expire at the end of the year, or 6 months or whatever. So that's kind of leading the way. So some of these initial guys that have worked for A, B, and B can get out and make their money. Same thing, and plus they've been borrowing a ton of money lately just to keep afloat. I think it's a bad business model. I don't think going forward people want to stay in other people's houses. I've looked at Airbnb online. I don't like it. I mean, you're looking at these rooms, they're creepy. I mean, it makes no sense.
Have you ever stayed in Airbnb?
I think I have one time.
What
It wasn't a great experience. I prefer hotels, nice hotels, by the way. And here's my last thought on this. Adam, take it from here.
No, you were killing it. Were you
going to say something or no?
I think I got distracted. I was thinking about something else. Here's my last thought. I mean, it makes you think that these IPOs are just rigged for the investment bankers and the people that have access to get in on it to make money. It's not so much that they think this is a huge play for the future, period.
Yeah, I've used Airbnb. I've done it in London. I've done it in Paris. I've done it in Rome. I've done it in Amsterdam. I've done it in New York.
No, we're asking where you've stayed at, not who you've done where.
Hey!
We're asking you said you've done it in all these places.
Done it in all these places.
It's a family show here. I've done it in all these places.
Well, that's
part have you used Airbnb before?
Hello.
Okay, got it.
Yes, I've stayed in Airbnb.
Disclaimer: some of us
places.
English is literal. We think when you say done it is something else.
Let me tell you something.
Adam bragging about Mario. Adam's bragging about every single time he has to brag about the women in his life.
There's my boyfriend Mario.
He would kiss Mario. He just said it specifically.
I said I would not put money on that. The guy's very enticing. But I'll give you an example. I mean, obviously, I know Tom is not a fan of Airbnb, but there's millions and millions of people who are using Airbnb. I'll give you a case example. We know we're shout out to the BizDoc who used to do case examples. I went to Amsterdam. I was with a girlfriend of mine at the time. And a buddy of mine is like, I'm getting a hotel. It was $400 a night for a very decent hotel. Very just decent hotel. You had a little shoebox. I was with me and my girl for like $200 a night. We had a sick apartment in Amsterdam. Sick. Half the price, 2-bedroom, ridiculous spot. There was nothing creepy going on. It was just a dope spot. So if you can save money and stay in a better spot, a lot of this isn't like 5 years ago where it's just like, I don't know what's good. Like they got maid service that coming in there. There's people who do this very professionally. So what happens is just like in Amazon, you can see this is a 5-star rating. This is a 4.5 star. This is a 2-star. All right, if it's a 2-star, I ain't staying there. But if it has a 4-star, 4.5, 5-star rating, the place is sick. Sick, and you can get it for half the price of what a hotel would be.
Here's my biggest problem with it. You get on a plane right now, and you get these people that take out their wet wipes, and they wipe everything down, the tray table, the whole thing. How are people feeling comfortable going into somebody's house now in COVID? I think it's a terrible idea for the IPO for this country. Or for this company. It just makes me think that something's fishy about it.
Isn't that the exact same thing of being in a hotel room? Like there's multiple people
different.
Being in a hotel room.
Much different. The cleaning staffs in the hotel.
But my point is they do have cleaning staff at Airbnbs.
I know, but it's so many people that can go on Airbnb and have their house rented out, right?
There's only one person at a time. In a hotel, you can have dozens and different random people. If you go in a hotel that hotels you, you could have literally 100 different people staying in a hotel in that same bed in a given month.
But
in an Airbnb,
a proper
it's
cleaning
one
in
person's
between
place.
each one. You don't know.
Tom, you're not listening. They have maid service and they have cleaning services that come in and clean the Airbnbs. And this is why they have ratings. Just like you go in a hotel. Like I'm a big fan of Hotels.com. You go on Hotels.com, you can see, all right, I'm going to get this hotel. Oh, this is a 5-star hotel. Sick. I get a good deal. Oh, this is a 2-star hotel. I'm out. I'm not staying there. So Airbnb has seen what the hotel industry has done. They've stepped their game up. This is clearly why millions of people all across the world embrace Airbnb. I think Airbnb is here to stay.
Yeah, so you guys can hash it out on what you want to stay when we travel next time, but Airbnb.
Tom won't be staying anywhere.
Won't be staying.
Tom, you're going to be sleeping in a hotel bed that literally 1,000 other people
sleep. Is Shonda comfortable with Airbnb or no? Are you guys on the same page with that?
No, she's very comfortable with a luxury hotel.
Okay, got it. All right, so you guys
Tom's
on the same
comfortable
page.
with what Shonda says we're staying. Tom says, Shonda, we're staying
Well, now when
there.
it comes to travel, I call the shots there.
Oh, that's very good. That's
100%.
respectful. Okay, so Airbnb brought in $2.5 billion in revenue in the first nine months of the year, this year, down from $3.7 billion last year. So they're down $1.2 billion. They took a hit. Its net loss more than doubled during the period to $697 net loss. Net loss $697, and they're going at a valuation of what? $30 billion? You're talking about 10 times their top line, 12 times their top line revenue. Not even 12 times their net profit. They're not even profiting, and they're going at a $30 billion valuation in the marketplace. This tells you the public market right now, it's interesting when people are going out there, and from the June 30th, in a 3-month period, their revenues dropped 72%. So the market apparently is saying, look, we don't care if you're not making any money or not. We're still willing to value this thing at $30 billion. And if they can get away with that and do it, look, more power to them. If they're going to get away, if people are willing to buy their shares at a price like that, more power to them. I just think right now, I don't see that business model doing too well anytime soon. But again, we'll see what's going to take place with Airbnb and their numbers there.
Obviously, during a pandemic, things like, I mean, the hotels are getting crushed. It's not like industry.
They're getting hammered.
It's not like the airline industry
level.
Is doing well. None of these industries are doing well right now.
By the way, you mentioned BizDoc in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
BizDoc probably knows more about the products that people use freely in Amsterdam than anybody you've ever met in your life.
Really?
He could do a case study on weed like no other from the professor standpoint.
Well,
shout out to our buddy there with the
his
Amsterdam
math was
products.
off in Pennsylvania, but we'll cut him a break. He's like, he's won. It's over.
His math
it's over.
wasn't off on Pennsylvania. Something happened that night when we went to sleep. We
yeah.
don't know what happened that night.
They called counting the votes.
We don't know what happened that night. We don't
Something
know what
happened.
happened.
They counted.
100%
We'll find
out.
Apparently, 100% of
Supreme
votes
Court.
they counted was on one side. Apparently, 100% of votes they counted was on one side.
Yeah.
But we will find out here soon.